How do you know when it's time to pot up? Potting up is when you are taking a plant and its soil and putting it into a slightly larger pot. Repotting is when you are taking a plant, removing all the soil, adding fresh soil, and either putting it into a larger pot or keeping it in the same size. Before I decide if it's time to pot up a plant, I look at a few different factors. The growth rate, whether it's growing well or not, yellowing of leaves. Look at the bottom, there's roots coming out of the bottom, but that does not always mean that it needs to be potted up. Sometimes a few roots will just come out of the drain holes in search of moisture. In this case, this probably could be potted up. I could leave it for the rest of the winter, but because this is a monstera and they have really strong roots, I'm worried that eventually it will just become too root bound and it won't be able to kind of keep moisture. So I am gonna pot this one up. Next, we have this croton. There's a few little roots coming out the bottom. Even though there's a pretty significant root ring around the bottom, there's still plenty of room and moisture in the soil for the roots to get. So this one I will not pot up. I'll check back in probably a month or so. Now this one is a syndapsis and it has some yellowing leaves and it has been drying out really fast too. Also has some roots coming out the bottom. Okay, this is another one that's kind of in between. I could leave it, but because it's pretty root bound at the bottom and it has yellowing leaves and it's drying out too much, I'm gonna pot this one up as well. That is how I decide if I'm gonna pot something up. If you guys found this helpful, share this video.